This is the first video in a series I am calling Publishing Bootcamp for Australian writers mainly, but I think some of these things apply to writers from all over the world. This is being done in response to writers who have asked me how to get published, and I thought there was enough information out there, but what they really want to know is all the steps to getting published, I believe. So I'm actually going to take it back to the beginning, and it's a how to write and how to get published bootcamp. And in case you're wondering why I'm speaking on this subject, hello, my name is Sophie. I am a best-selling author. I've had my 7th novel published this year. Number 8 is due out next year. I'm also a book publisher of over a decade. I've been a literary agent for a few years. I've been a bookseller, and I'm also an editor. So here is the very first principle of how to get published. That is how to get your writing published. Read first, write second. I have met writers who don't read much. This seems to be counterintuitive. In fact, it is counterintuitive because those things should be going hand in hand. But I do think that there are some beliefs out there that anyone can be a writer. I do see some information online where there's this whole idea of just write. If you feel like you need to write, just write, and then it can be fixed in editing, or someone else can come in and wave a magic wand and it'll all be okay. No, the very best qualification for being a writer is being a reader. You simply cannot be an effective writer if you are not doing a lot of reading. Reading will tell you which sort of book you want to write, and by that I mean which sort of story, which genre you want to write in. It will also tell you which sort of writing style appeals to you. You may have an idea that you want to be like a heavy literary writer, but maybe the writing style you respond to is actually lighter and more comedic. Therefore, that's the style you should go for as a writer, because whatever doesn't appeal to you as a reader is not going to work for you as a writer at all. Libraries are a wonderful place to do this kind of reading because you can go and dip into various books without having to read the whole thing. You can flip through some pages and find out if the style appeals to you and put the book back on the shelf and pick another one. Part of this is playing around and finding out who you are as a person as well as a writer. And when it's your very first manuscript that you're working on, you are going to be sorting out a lot of that stuff. You are not going to know who you are as a writer in that very first manuscript. It is very much worth taking the time to get to know yourself before you get to know who you are as a writer. Those two things are intrinsically related. Reading also helps us find out who we are. We find out which sorts of stories we respond to, which sorts of things move us, which sorts of things leave us cold, which sorts of ideas turn us off, which sorts of ideas turn us on. All those things that happen when you're reading a book that move you and don't move you, and etc., etc. I'm waffling, which I think means I've reached the end of this particular video. So read first, write second. That's today's lesson. I hope that's helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.